Well, we found a way to get the momentum back in the last 6 minutes of the game after they came out, I thought, with a pretty good start to the whole second half. Very aggressively, and took the ball really at us most of the second half.
Phil, you've been talking about one mind for this team. As the ancient ones say in Korea, Jung Shin, Jung So. Pure mind, pure soul. Do you see the team forging this kind of identity?
You know, I think 1 through 7 we are doing a pretty good job. I thought our bench really let us down a little bit in the fourth quarter. Not so much offensively, although things went wrong with them more than, but just, the types of shots they gave up and the charge that Utah put in the game.
Coach, the team shot about 60% through 3 quarters and still didn't have this gigantic lead you would think would be there. I mean, was it, you mentioned the bench, but was there just a loss of focus? What was it? How did this team compete? How did the Jets compete against that?
Well, they're really a good offensive team. Even though they didn't shoot the same percentages we did, they made plays, they got 3-point plays, they made free throws, they did some things that kept them in the ball game and hanging around until they could make that run.
Yeah, Phil, can you talk about Lamar's activity late in the game? Does he seem to be coming out of whatever funk he's been in the postseason?
Well, he had a disappointing moment out there in the fourth quarter. He got foul trouble in the first half, and things just didn't go for him the way you want it to happen for you as a player. But he kind of righted himself and kept playing through it. And I think that was the energy that we had to have. The second opportunity he had late in the game was really key play for us.
It looked like you were trying to give the bench a chance to get over the hump in the fourth quarter, and Utah took it all the way down to 1 before you put your regulars in. In retrospect, you think you gave them a little too much
Absolutely not. There's no retrospect. They have to have some confidence. They played well in Oklahoma at times. They played relatively well, I thought, in the second quarter in this game, and I want to give them an opportunity to right themselves.
Bill, did you expect this to have a defensive presence from Powell from 5 blocks today?
Well, he's got the length that I think is disturbing to this team. They get the shots off quick. A lot of their guys are around the basket. You can get from one player to the next, cross the lane, get some blocks. He had a terrific game for us today.
So are you pleased with this win, but disappointed you didn't put him away when you had a chance?
Well, no, it's just a playoff game. You've got to accept this type of a challenge in a playoff game. These are opponent that played probably as well as anybody in the second half of the season was Utah when they got healthy. And they're playing under man right now, and they're playing as a team very well. And so we expected this type of a comeback. But I thought the first half was too easy. I told the coaching staff they could easily score 60 points in front of their bench. That's one of their trademarks, is they play offense in front of their bench in the second half, and they came at us really hard.
Phil, prior to Game 6 of the Thunder series, you said you're waiting for Kobe to exert his next phase of offense. He's had back-to-back 30-point games, scored a bunch of key baskets down the stretch. This game, do you think he's reached that next phase you're talking about?
Well, I thought he felt that it needed to put it on his shoulders. First half, too, I thought he did a good job in the first half. But we got foul trouble, a couple things that went wrong, for him out there. He didn't get called on a couple things, and we had to go sit on the bench. It kind of took him out of the game a little bit, took us away from our game plan.
Feel that stretch where you got down by 4, you had like 6 or 7 defensive stops in pretty short order. Was there a change defensively, or was it just defensive execution?
Well, we allowed them to take the ball and penetrate. And if they didn't score on outright drives or get fouled, they made passes and plays out of that. And we just, I thought, didn't get down and get squared up and take the offensive brunt of that charge, and either get a charge or stop the guys in their transition or in their offensive push. So at the end of the game, I thought we were much more prepared to step into that. And obviously Powell got a couple blocks that helps. So.
Well, just as a follow-up on Kobe, do you see his physical capabilities tracking up? Do you see him getting stronger?
He felt very good today. I mean, he said he felt good, and he came out and played, I thought, with ease. I'd like to see him play. There's one sequence where it was they allowed it as a shot block. He felt it was I think a foul. But there's one shot that was blocked, it looked like he didn't elevate, normally like he went over someone in the first half. And that was the only thing I could really tell or notice a difference in.
Bill, you guys seem to come out with them in the back to your left, much more physical than they did. Was that part of the plan, or did it just work out that way? Did you want to shake up some of the players some of their younger players that maybe haven't been in this role before?
Well, we really anticipate it's going to be a physical series. I mean, they've come out of one with Denver. I think our players are anticipating that they were going to have a physical, nature to their game, and they usually do.
Derek's shot the last 4 or 5 games has quietly come back, and he's always been a pretty streaky shooter over the course of his career. As a coach, how do you ride that out? Is it just knowledge of who he is, patience?
It's really about getting the ball in time so he has an opportunity to shoot the shot that he can set up. When he sets up for a shot, he's really good. He had a few of them today, but I did like his aggressiveness offensively.
Brad, I can start an argument,
Okay.
but it seems to me you think they're better than maybe some of us in this room think they are. It looks like your team should be one that just rolls over them.
Well, they play within their system very well, and I think that's the best thing about basketball is that when teams play together, they can sew up some things like size differential that we have on them, and they get guys off the block, they double team their guys quickly, they've got guys to turn it over. Those things I think were very effective in the second half against us.
Coach, was there anyone you liked in particular on Darren, Artest, Shannon, Fisher, anyone stick out as someone doing a nice job?
I thought, he carried the game for him the first half. Obviously, 17 points, we ended with 24, but I thought Fish got back on and did a good job in the latter part of the game.